Bryce Young's story has always been one of determination, poise, and the kind of unwavering belief that turns improbable dreams into undeniable achievements. From the earliest days of his childhood, there was a sense of calm confidence in how he approached football, as though he understood the game on a deeper level than most kids his age. It wasn't just that Bryce was talented, or that he threw a football with precision far beyond his years. It was that he carried himself with a maturity that suggested he was born to lead. That feeling followed him through every chapter of his life, creating the foundation that would eventually shape one of the most captivating quarterback journeys in modern football. Growing up, Bryce was surrounded by love, support, and encouragement from his family, who recognized early on that his quiet, disciplined nature wasn't just part of his personality, it was part of his process. He wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy, and he didn't demand attention. Instead, he was thoughtful, measured, and observant. He studied everything around him. He watched how athletes carried themselves. He absorbed how coaches taught, how players responded, how games unfolded. Even as a young boy, Bryce developed an instinct for the kinds of details most people overlook, and those instincts became the backbone of his football identity. By the time he entered high school, Bryce had already established himself as a special talent. His arm strength, his precision, and his vision on the field were undeniable, but what truly set him apart was the way he handled pressure. There was a serenity in his eyes, even in the tensest moments, that made teammates trust him and coaches lean on him. He wasn't just a quarterback. He was an anchor, the steady presence that held everything together within the chaos of competition. And with each passing season, Bryce elevated not only his own performance, but the performance of everyone around him. When he committed to Alabama, he stepped into one of the most intense environments in college football, an atmosphere fueled by national expectations, elite-level pressure, and a championship-or-bust mentality. Many quarterbacks crumble under that type of spotlight, but Bryce thrived in it. He didn't see the pressure as something to fear. He saw it as an opportunity to prove his preparation, his poise, and his purpose. Alabama wasn't just a powerhouse program. It was a stage for him to demonstrate everything he had built his career upon. His time at Alabama showcased his unique brilliance. Bryce wasn't the biggest quarterback, but he played with an understanding of space and timing that made his size irrelevant. He saw windows that other quarterbacks never even looked for. He found ways to escape pressure without panicking. He threw passes that defied logic, threading the ball through impossibly tight coverage with astounding confidence. And beyond that, he possessed an intangible leadership quality, a calm resolve that lifted his entire team. During his Heisman season, the country saw what those closest to him already knew. Bryce Young is special. He became the first quarterback in school history to win the Heisman Trophy, not because he sought the spotlight, but because he earned it through relentless work, elite execution, and unshakable resilience. That season, Bryce elevated Alabama through adversity. Injuries, tough matchups, and comeback situations never fazed him. He played with a veteran's composure, a surgeon's precision, and a warrior's heart. He made the impossible look routine, and in doing so, he cemented himself as one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in Alabama history. But what made Bryce's rise so compelling wasn't just what he achieved, it was how he achieved it. His humility remained constant. His gratitude never faded. His connection to his family, especially his parents, grounded him and kept him centered. They had poured support, love, and guidance into him long before any national spotlight ever shined his way. And Bryce continued to honor that support in everything he did and everything he became. He had the rare combination of elite talent and elite character, the kind of foundation that builds not just great athletes, but great people. Then came the transition to the NFL, a chapter filled with its own set of challenges, expectations, and adjustments. Bryce was selected first overall, an achievement that speaks volumes about how the league viewed his potential. He stepped into a franchise eager to rebuild, eager to turn a new page, and eager to place faith in a young leader capable of restoring momentum and direction. And as always, Bryce embraced the moment with maturity and determination. His rookie year challenged him in ways he had never been challenged before. The NFL is unforgiving, especially for young quarterbacks navigating new systems, new teammates, and constant pressure. Bryce faced criticism, skepticism, and the weight of expectations that few players experience so early in their careers. But through it all, he refused to break. He refused to let outside noise disrupt his growth. He refused to allow adversity to rewrite the belief he had in himself. Instead, he approached every difficulty the way he always had, by learning, adapting, and persevering. What many people overlook is that these early struggles don't define quarterbacks. They shape them. They build toughness, clarity, and resilience. They mold players into leaders who know how to handle storms, not just sunshine. Bryce's ability to stay grounded during this phase, to continue studying, growing, and working without complaint, is part of what makes his story so powerful. He carries himself with a mindset rooted in gratitude and persistence, knowing that every challenge he faces now will pave the way for greater success later. And even during these early NFL years, the flashes of brilliance have been there. The quick release, the smooth footwork, the progression reads, the deep ball accuracy, the calmness under pressure. Bryce's skill set hasn't disappeared. It is evolving, shaping itself to the speed and complexity of the professional game. And as the supporting cast around him develops, his true potential will only grow more visible. The tools are there. The mentality is there. The leadership is there. All that remains is time, chemistry, and opportunity. Bryce's teammates consistently praise his work ethic, his film study dedication, his football IQ, and the quiet confidence he brings into the locker room. Coaches admire his discipline, his willingness to learn, and his ability to remain poised even when circumstances are far from ideal. These are traits that cannot be taught. They come from upbringing, experience, and the inner belief that one's purpose goes beyond the moment. While the outside world may judge quarterbacks by statistics and headlines, those closest to Bryce understand that his value goes far beyond numbers. He influences people. He leads without needing to raise his voice. He inspires confidence not through showmanship, but through steadiness. His path is not driven by ego, it is driven by dedication. And as the NFL continues to unfold around him, Bryce is becoming stronger, smarter, and more refined with each passing year. The most remarkable thing about Bryce Young is that he still has so much room to grow. His best football is ahead of him, not behind him. He is still developing physically, mentally, and strategically. He is still building chemistry with his teammates, still mastering the complexities of NFL defenses, still discovering the full reach of his abilities. The story of his career is not one of early peak followed by uncertainty. It is one of early resilience leading toward future dominance. Bryce is built for longevity, not quick flashes. He is built for leadership, not temporary spotlight. He is built for greatness that withstands criticism, pressure, and adversity. And when the stars finally align around him, when he has the protection, the rhythm, and the system he deserves, the league will witness the incredible talent that made him a #1 overall pick. The patience he has developed, both in life and in football, will eventually become one of his greatest strengths. Beyond his talent and toughness, Bryce's family continues to play a defining role in his journey. Their influence gave him the emotional backbone needed to navigate the chaotic world of professional sports. Their grounding presence kept him humble despite his fame, and their belief in him never wavered even when outsiders questioned his trajectory. Bryce plays with their love behind him, their lessons within him, and their support beside him. It is a relationship that strengthens him, guides him, and helps him carry himself with grace even when storms rise. In every stage of his life, childhood, high school, college, and now the NFL, Bryce Young has demonstrated that he is not just a quarterback, but a leader with rare emotional intelligence and unmatched composure. His journey is filled with obstacles, yes, but also filled with triumphs that reveal his extraordinary character. His development is ongoing, but the blueprint for greatness is unmistakable. He is a player who understands that true excellence is not achieved in a single moment. It is built over time, through patience, discipline, and faith in one's purpose. As Bryce continues writing the next chapters of his career, football fans across the country are excited to see where his journey leads. There is something captivating about watching a young quarterback fight for his place in the league, knowing that he has all the tools to eventually claim it. Bryce Young's path is a marathon, not a sprint, and he is running it with precision, heart, and unshakable resilience. Thank you so much for spending time with this tribute to Bryce Young and the remarkable journey he continues to build. Your support and dedication mean everything. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to stay connected for more long-form tributes, more inspiring journeys, and more deep dives into the athletes who shape our world. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more.